Welcome to Motherland Shift family. It's once again a pleasure to come back and share with us truths about freedom in this series of Paradigm Shift to Freedom. So I send positive energy to all of you who are watching right now, no matter what has been going on. I know that after listening to me today, those who will actually make a choice, the right choice, those who want to change, trade their old ones for the new one, because remember, the world as it used to be known, it's over. That world system is gone, that old matrix is gone. It's a new matrix you have to embrace, all of us, but with a different dimension from 3D to 5D, which is a place where we collectively come together. It's a connecting consciousness for a better future. No longer me, myself, and I, but rather us together. What's good for our children, for the next generation? What's the legacy we're leaving with our children? What are we going to leave with them? Not money necessarily, not houses necessarily, not cars, not all the materials, the stuff that used to govern our lives, but the value of love, gratitude, tolerance. It has to do with that main ingredient called love. And from that, you will move easily to a place where life begins to redefine itself by a choice you're making. Your actions, your thought first, your actions, and your words would align themselves to create a better future. So if we come collectively together in a connecting consciousness, we will create a better future, a better world, if we can call it that way, a system that is different. Positive vibration to all of you. Positive energy to all of you. It's going to be great. This is the best opportunity ever for everybody. A best opportunity ever. For those who have struggled for years, and this is your opportunity to trade your old ones and move into your new one. This is the best opportunity for prisoners to come out of the prison, because the prison doors has been opened. All you have to do is walk out of the prison. The choice is yours. We're going back to the original plan of the Almighty, the principal energy, which we are by extension the same energy. His initial plan was that a man will self-manage himself or herself. Man will self-manage himself. Free will. Not giving power to others to decide what's best for you, which sometimes we call convenient. But convenient is putting you in prison. Come out. Be positive. All right? Everything you've been experiencing, all the cycles of hardship, this is the greatest opportunity for you to shake it off by changing the way you think. All right? I had a question as usual. I start with a question. I'll take the question that's relevant to our topics or relevant to what we are trying to achieve, not just any question. The question is, you said that there is a need to trade our old life for a new one, and our possessions has to be all these possessions that we gather but never possess, or this stuff, materials that we gather but never possessed. We have to trade them. But the guys behind the curtains are saying the same thing. They're saying to us that you will have nothing, you will possess nothing, and you will be happy. So what's the difference between what you're saying and the guys behind the curtains? Because it's almost the same stuff. They're asking us also to be happy in the future, but we will possess nothing. No, completely wrong. I am not saying the same, I'm not passing the same message as them. Different dimension, different energy, different vibration. And I'm going to explain this to you. First of all of us have to realize that the guys behind the curtains are not your friends. They are your enemy. You got to establish that in your mind, implant this in your mind, that they did not just change, or they just change for a while. They are your enemy since the beginning of time. Since the world system has been, these are your enemy, the guys behind the curtains. Now, because he or she can use the same avenue, okay, that I am using, the same type of, like, it sounds like the same narratives. The difference, first of all, is that he's using that narrative, the same narrative as you think I am portraying, to enslave you, to blackmail you, as long as you possess the things that is telling you you will not possess in the future and be happy. Very important. They are trying to use the same narrative, in a sense. You know, as I'm going deeper, you will understand me more. To enslave you, and by pushing the narrative, they're pushing you to keep the things that will enslave you, because they don't want you to be free. This is the greatest opportunity for you to be free. Family, listen to me. Now, your enemy understands that, but you do not. You understand what I just explained, but you do not. They understand that without the stuff you've been gathering, that is making you run up and down the country, that's making you be stressed, without these things, you'll be free. They understand it. Okay? Without the finance, the car finance that you have, the materials, loans, etc., you will, or they will lose a grip on you. They will lose it. The grip they have in your life, they will lose it if you lose your car. Car finance I'm talking about, that you don't possess. You just got it. Without the loan, they know they will lose a grip on you. You'll be free to go. Without the fridge freezer that you took the other day from that supermarket or that shop, they will lose a grip on you in your life, and you go free. That's how they think. You have to start thinking that way. But first, you have to establish that they are your enemy and not your friend. Very simple. Okay? Now, if your enemy who is sitting there understand that you are about to trade your old ones for a new ones, for better life, he understand that you want to get rid of everything that has a grip on your life from them, loans and all this kind of stuff. It can be anything really out there, especially materials, stuff, money. Okay? He suddenly learned that you want to trade all these debts, what they've been using for a long time, and I didn't know this until few years. I'll say when I say few years, it's like about 10 years or 15 years now, about that they use a reverse psychology. What that reverse psychology has to do with this situation that you see in the world now, and the present topic I'm sharing with you. They know if you trade that loan, that debt, everything, those materials, you just trade them, they know that you are going to be free. You will go free. And they don't want that. That's the last thing they want. Now they use a reverse psychology. They said, if we said to them that in the future, imagine your enemy, let's put this as your enemy. If your enemy You know, you have a car, you have a cows, a farm, you have many things that you have, but you are in debt. And everything you have, you got that you don't possess. It's a grip, it's a slavery for you. It's a kind of a condition of slavery, of prison. And then he learned that you want to trade that. Your enemy can come, and this is what's happening right now, and say to you, well, if you or in the future, I'm going to take everything from you. I am going to tell you basically that you will lose everything and you will not be happy. Or you will be happy, sorry. You will lose everything, but you will be happy. Now, first thing is, when your enemy says that, the first reaction for you is to fight. Why do you want to fight? Because you want to prove your enemy wrong. That I will keep my stuff, I'm not going to lose them, and I'll still be happy. But it's playing on you. Because everything that your enemy said to you, even if it's a good thing, you sometimes want just to fight. No, sometimes, most of the time, you want to fight because it's your enemy. In this case, you're going to lose your car, you're going to lose your house, and your personality, your importance, everything on you is based on those materials. That's how you see yourself. If you don't have those materials, your friends are going to look down on you. That's how you think. If you don't have that house, that car, that loan, that fridge freezer, your friends are going to say, oh, he has lost everything. Therefore, you want to fight to show your enemy that I can keep it. And so at the same time, you say, then my friend will keep on saying, he has got it. He got everything back. But what you don't know is a reverse psychology. It's pushing you basically to keep those stuff so that you will not go out of prison. You got it? He knows if you trade these things, you will be out of prison. He's using the reverse psychology. So you will fight to keep these things so that you will stay in prison. Got it? That's the answer. Simple. Right? It's simple. So that reverse psychology should not really trouble you that much anymore now that you know what I've just explained to you. Don't engage in fights to keep this stuff to prove the enemy wrong, including the people that you always try to impress. Because there are people in your life you want to impress, to show them that I still got it. I've got everything. I've not gone down. But you stay in prison, with them or without them, but you, at least we know you'll be in prison. Your enemy knows by fighting to keep the stuff, you will lose the opportunity to stay free. You will lose this opportunity to be free. So this crisis going on around the world, it's a great opportunity for you to come out of prison. Don't look at it as there's a lot of destruction going on. At the same time, it's a time for us collectively to come out of prison, to come out of slavery, so that we can collectively, in a connecting consciousness, move on for a better future for us and then for our children, for generation to generation. A better world governed by love. All right? And the laws that govern the universe will be our principle, because the Almighty gave us to us for a reason, that we use those laws and everything will be almost effortless. Why? Because it's nature. Don't fight in nature. You won't win. It might take you 10 years, but you're losing at the end you will lose the plot and you will be in prison. All right? Now, today I want to focus on what freedom is really. I want to focus on that because I've been saying I will develop this, I will develop everything I've been saying from our first video. But today I am going into it. Listen to me carefully. Every man, every human being wants to fulfill something, a desire. Every human being possesses the same desire, which is to be free to pursue his dreams and visions. Where are they? In their heart. For many people, the dream will end up in nightmare. That does not mean that they don't want to accomplish these things, their dreams, to become true reality. But because of circumstances and the self-imposed limitation, people are not able to release their potential. Most of the time it's self-imposed limitations. You limit yourself by going against the law of the universe. You limit yourself by going ahead of what you should possess in 10 years. You want to possess them now. It limits you because you are under the control of somebody else. I heard people most of the time say, well, I have my master, especially religious people. I have my master. He is in heaven. My master, I will not let anybody touch me. But if we look at your life, we see that many people are touching you. You heard it. It says in the book, no man shall serve two masters, or he will hate one and love the other. So nobody can serve two masters. But you also heard that a borrower is a slave to the lender. So if you are a borrower in any sort, a borrower for money, you took finances and etc., you have a master. Your master is your lender. So if no one can serve two masters, you can't have two masters. Who is your master? The one you call your master is in heaven, or the one is down the high street? Think about that. Now, the word freedom has been abused just like the word love. How many times you hear people saying, I'm in love with that woman? What they're really saying is lust. You can't go out with somebody you met yesterday, 3 days later, or sometimes a week, say, I love the man, or I love that lady. It's lust. Love is different. Love grows. It's a seed. All right? You go out with someone you met at a nightclub or at the bar, at gym, at the market, at the conference. You go out with them and you said, we made love. No, you didn't make love. You had sex. That's all. You don't make love. Love grows in a different, it's a seed. So, I'm saying this because we have to understand the same way we abuse the word love when really we meant lust, pleasure, and etc. The same way the word freedom has been abused. I do whatever I want, I'm free. You're not free because you're not accountable, you're not responsible, you can't be free. And I'm going deep down into this today. I'm going deep. Just bear with me. Now, everyone cries for freedom and the desire to be free. But most of us don't understand freedom. Most of us, we don't understand freedom. Or we don't really understand the nature of liberty. The difference between liberty and freedom, I said it before. True freedom demands responsibility, accountability, maturity, wisdom, and character. I'll say this again. True freedom demands responsibility, accountability, maturity, wisdom, and character. Understand this first. The mind is key to life. whether you like it or not, or if you have not realized this before, from now on, I want you to realize this, please, family. The mind is a key to life. Why? Because you heard in a book, it says that as a man, or as he thinks, so is he. As a man thinks, so is he. Okay? Therefore, your mental state is more important than your physical state. Your mental state, your mental state is more important than your physical state. Or your mental condition is more important than your physical state. All right? I'll give you an example. You see, when you find a car, there are cars that we say to you is actually rear traction or front traction, which means that that car, if it's a front traction, is really the two front wheels that pulls the car to move. The wheel behind, they're just like fools. They just follow. They have no power. All they do, because they have no choice but to move along with the two wheels in front, because they are the traction. And now, what happened is the same thing between the physical state and the mental state. If your mental state is pulling you, the traction is supposed to be the traction, and is pulling your body in a certain direction, is pulling, on a certain direction, your body has no, or your physical state has no choice, but is like a fool. It's just following what your mental condition is dictating. That's why you can be so beautiful, handsome. You can be so arrogant. You can be, I don't know, whatever you like. But if your mind is a trashy mind, your body will just follow. People say, he's handsome, he's strong. But when he opens his mouth, you know that this is like somebody else. So don't look at him from outside. It's because the mind is key. Your body, just as the rear wheel of a front traction of a car, is just following. If the front traction stops, it stops as well. I hope this opens your mind as we're going deep. In fact, you are never free until your mind is free. You are never free until your mind is liberated. If your mind is not liberated, you're not free. You have to know that. What I'm saying here is that freedom is, first of all, a mental condition before it is a physical statement. That's what it is. Say it again. Freedom is, first of all, a mental condition before it is a physical statement. But how these things change? How do I change your mind changed by what you're hearing? That's why I said to you, everything has a frequency. The music you listen to, the movie you watch, the type of advice you get from other people, the way, the things you do, these are things. But one of the most powerful things is called what? Information. Information. You heard it again in the book. It says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. You shall know the truth. So, people say, but I heard this many times. I went to the mosque, I went to the church, I went to the synagogue, I went to this. Listen, we have been bamboozled for centuries. We have been listening to religious deception. That's why you have to trade. Listen to video number 4. You have to trade your life. If you have to crawl, you have to crawl and follow the man that's entering the house with a water pitcher, pouring water. If you stay out, you will stay under religious deception. You have not been listening to the truth, enemy. For centuries, people have not been listening to the truth. Deception. Because a half-truth is not the truth. All right? The information you've been getting, I have been getting until I came out, were not true. They were there to deceive us for a time like this. When it will be time for us to come out of prison, we will be reaching back to the old energy, the old matrix, the old vibration, low vibration. Here, on Motherland Shift, we move on a high vibration, positive vibration, with the truth. Positive. What I'm saying, you say, oh, it sounds a little bit, you putting it like you're blaming people. No. We have to be mature. Freedom requires responsibility. It requires, or it demands, accountability, maturity, wisdom, and character. You need these things. All right? So, if this statement is true, that you shall know the truth and the truth will make you free, therefore, it is not legislation that changes you, that make you free, but it's what? Knowledge. It is not legislation that make people free. It is not what they offer you if you behave in a certain way, or you take the soup, then you become free. No, the proof is there. Many of you have been taking the soup, you're still not free. They're still asking you to take more soup and more soup. Because freedom will never come by legislation, but by knowledge. And let me say this when I say knowledge. As I said, we've been bamboozled for centuries. In the book it says that God has forbidden man to eat of the tree of knowledge. Knowledge. Listen to me. You see how reverse psychology works? The very thing that you need in order to be free is the thing they gave us, telling us that we do not need knowledge. Because in your subconscious, when you read this in the book, you say, therefore God was against knowledge. That's why he didn't want man to have knowledge of good and evil. My goodness. How did we actually come to that place where we accept all these things, changing the very character of God? God never intended for us to walk in ignorance. People say, he said by discernment. Discernment does not work without knowledge. So if it's by discernment, why did he give us the word to read? Why? Because we have discernment then. There is no need for the word. You understand? That's a contradiction. God, the Almighty, the principal energy, which we are by extension, never intended for us to walk by ignorance. Why? Because it's only the truth you know, knowledge, that will make you free. Very important. I'm not going to differ. You understand where I'm coming from. Okay? You understand? So when he says that you will know the truth and the truth will set you free, what he's saying, it is that information powerful enough to set you free in your mind. Information powerful enough to set you free in your mind. What you watch, that's why Hollywood gives you movies, gives you all these things. It implants a certain negative image, knowledge of who you are, how the world should be functioning, what type of relationship you should be entering, how is it supposed to be. And you listen to people say, well, this is 90 days on how to test a man if it's really real for you. Listen to me, you cannot test man. Man, especially when we walk under religious deception, we've been walking for centuries, man is capable of acting in a way that he gets you. And the other thing is this, when I call these things, most of them are rubbish. Within those 90 days, you are trying to test the man. The man also is testing you, he's looking at your character as well. Because it's not just one way, this is a two-way traffic here. The problem might be you, and you're focusing on checking within the 90 days if it's the man. If he does not present you to his family, it means there is this. No, there must be reason why sometimes they don't present you in the family. Oh, he's not a good man because he didn't give me this during those 30 days already, and I'm still watching. We will see. I'm still watching. You are wasting your time. You are giving them, because the energy, wherever you give the energy, that's what will work. In this, when you're testing him, you're giving energy to a testing mode, which will create exactly what you don't want, which is actually for him also to begin to test you. Or people begin to test you, and your true character will come. And you will say, he doesn't know. I knew it. He didn't like me because he didn't introduce me to his family. No, he loved you even during those 90 days. But while your energy were going in testing in a negative, he produced what you were saying. He began to see also negative stuff in your life, and he moves out or away from you. Simple. Leave those rubbish of testing people for 90 days. Whether you're a man or a woman, don't test your woman for 90 days. If you are to do something good, begin to come first of all, not expecting to test him, come with love. Sow something. Send all your energy towards the woman you want to see in your life or the man you want to see in your life. And those 90 days will be different, on a different energy. It will create a different person in your life. Because the man or the woman that you love or you want to be with exists only in your own mind. Listen to previous videos to understand more if you didn't listen to me before. Now, if a man is what he thinks, and that's the truth, then a man is not free until he thinks free. If a man is what he thinks, and I say that's a true statement because we read it, then a man is not free until he thinks free. Therefore, it is possible to be delivered and not be free. You can be delivered and not be free. Why? Because deliverance is a physical liberation from a physical restriction. The removal of the oppressed from the environment of the oppressor. Okay? When an oppressed is removed physically from the environment of the oppressor, of the oppressor, that's deliverance. But that's not freedom. Example. Sharon here has been with Dave for years. And that relationship turned into an abused relationship. Sharon decided, I'm out of here. Sharon leaves and goes and finds another man. He finds John over there. Every time, because now it's a different man, different environment. Every time John over there will do something that she does not like, Sharon does not like, her mind goes back to Dave, that relationship. She begins to act towards John as though John was Dave. I don't want you to say that to me. That reminds me, Dave, it reminds me of my previous relationship. He used to talk to me like this, blah, blah. Even though when they're saying things that are right, But because that thing you heard it from Dave, it brings a problem. The other thing is, Dave used to provide for everything. You had everything, even though you had a bad character, wrong character, but financially he provided for everything. Every time hardship comes in your life, Sharon here begin to think about Dave. He was bad, but at least he provided financially for me, and before you know, Sharon is back with Dave. He dumped John. Do you think Sharon dumped John here and went back to Dave because she loves Dave? No. She loves what Dave can provide, the stuff. Therefore, the mind has not changed. The energy, therefore, has not changed. But she was liberated from the environment of Dave, which is back again. So it's possible for you to be delivered and not be free. You want the example of the children of Israel? I'm not going into that. There is no need. All right? The removal of a slave from a condition of slavery, it's what we call deliverance. But deliverance is not freedom. All right? Very important. When you are removed from a bad, abusive relationship, that's deliverance. Deliverance only prepares you. It only prepares you for freedom. Deliverance is supposed to be a time where you are prepared for freedom. It's not freedom. Okay? It's a transition. When you deliver, you transition for freedom. Those who have mistaken deliverance for freedom are still under the power of slavery, are still in prison. Look at the world system, the Western system. Many people have confused, has mistaken deliverance from freedom. And look what's happening. They're still in prison thinking they are free. You're not free. Look what they're doing to you now. You just understand it, just realize through this crisis, which is a big opportunity, that you've never been free. You've never been free. You're in prison and still a slave for those who are still there. Of course, some of us are out of this. All right? Now, question, how does an individual or a group of people break the power of oppression and move on to freedom? Okay? Now, you have to know that freedom is not the absence of law principles. It's not liberty. You do whatever you want to do thinking, I'm free. No, that's liberty. When you insult people, you steal, you lie to people to get certain things. You try to get that girlfriend by devious way of getting stuff from her or gaining her trust. Liberty. I'll do what I want to do. Nobody tells me what I'm supposed to do. It's my life. Liberty. Freedom, as I said, demands responsibility, accountability, maturity, wisdom, and character. These are the things you have to know. Freedom is not the absence of job or work, where I don't work, but I will leave. You remember the benefit system we have in Europe, in America? You don't work, but they pay you. You're not free. You're in prison because they manage you. They tell you when to collect the money, when to collect that check. They tell you that within the next, because Christmas is coming, your payment will now be paid. We'll pay you half of the payment now. Some will be paid after Christmas, or you will pay you until January now. But they don't tell you be wise. They will just give you the money. They manage you. They manage your life. Prison. It's prison. Okay? I want us to know that. Being free is embracing responsibility. As a matter of fact, freedom imposes more laws, or it gets you to a place where you have to almost act upon the law that governs the universe. The demand is so high than in liberty or in prison or in slavery. Freedom. It demands a lot. It's like, I would say, basically, it demands work, self-control, and discipline than slavery. It is self-management. Get the word. Freedom is self-management. That's what it is. In slavery or prison, you do not manage. Freedom is a burden, and only the mature can bear it. Freedom is a burden. Only the mature can bear it. But liberty is for everyone and does not burden. That's what liberty is. It's for everyone. Anybody. But freedom is not for everybody. When I say not for everybody, it does not mean that it's not available for everybody. What I'm trying to say is that it demands responsibility, accountability, wisdom, maturity, character, and that, not everyone is willing to have those ingredients in their lives. Freedom happens in your mind as you accept responsibility to move forward. The word moving forward, trading your old ones, trading your old possession so that you can move forward. That's when freedom happens. Moving out of religious deception as a fisherman with the bait into a place of where the truth is being poured out. Enter that house. Brothers and sisters, if I say family, if you have to crawl without all this possession, you leave them behind, without your old lifestyle, and move on until you enter that house. Because he said to them, to the disciples, follow him. The house he will enter, you also enter. If you have to crawl to enter that house of truth so that you and the future generation will be liberated, you have to enter it. You have to crawl. Trade your old ones. Trade it. It is possible to trade it. And this is the greatest opportunity. I'm repeating myself. The greatest opportunity ever that humanity has to move out of prison. All right? A biggest opportunity. Those who don't want to move forward, they travel earnestly in the wilderness, going in circles. Because nothing truly changes until your mind changes. Nothing truly changes until your mind changes. If you have been experiencing the same stuff again and again, years after years, your life has become a clock instead of being a wheel of progress. It becomes a clock in a wheel of progress. It means you do not want to move forward. That's why you are traveling earnestly in a cycle. That's it. You're traveling earnestly. Where? In the wilderness, in prison, in slavery, earnestly. You are traveling in cycle. with the illusion of being free in prison. Why? Because you have been in prison for so long in that condition. Come out, family. I send positive energy today. After listening to me today, sit down, meditate on this. Meditation is very important. You see, the time you watch ITV and CNN and other channels sitting there being implanted with lies, being implanted with negativity, with energy, low vibration, you should use it for meditation. Switch that tell the lie vision off. Switch it off. Take time, meditate, because the mind is the key to life. They know it, that's why they bombard your mind with some type of movies, songs, and etc. And to be clear with you, there are songs, I listen to songs, I know what I listen to. I watch movies, I know what I watch. Positive ones, portraying life, not what they want you to have, the true life, based on movies that are conducive of the law that govern the universe. No religious one, no, this is a Christian, a Muslim, or whatever religion movie. No, not those ones. I say true movies. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I do go out. When I know where I go and what I do. So I'm not here talking like a perfect guy, because there is no one. We shouldn't even talk in that notion of perfection, because it is nonsense. Alright? But switch that box. Tell the lie vision off. Your phone has become the biggest distraction. Because you know there are stuff you want to watch there. The children, the friends, your husband or your wife, the brothers and sisters won't see you watching it. You take yourself in a room and start watching your phone. Low vibration, most of them. If you're watching a good movie, that's good for your vibration. High energy. If not, trade it. Trade it for a new mindset through the information you getting. Good information. In everything you want to create, because that's what we're going to create, a new future for all of us, connecting consciousness. Is going to produce something good when our thoughts, our actions, and our words align themselves to create exactly that good future for us and our children. Family of Motherland Shift, I love you. I love my people. I love you so much that I just want to say to you, vibrate positively as I send high energy, high vibration, positive vibration towards all of your family right now. I bless you.